What if the secret to a truly awake, fulfilling life was written down nearly 2,000 years ago by a Roman emperor? Welcome to Daily Stoic Habits, where we dive into timeless wisdom to transform your modern life. We're unpacking Meditations by Marcus Aurelius, a guide to living with clarity, purpose, and inner peace. This isn't just ancient philosophy, it's a roadmap to thriving in our chaotic world. Is curious? Stick with me, and by the end of this video, you'll discover how to apply Marcus's pure meditation to wake up your mind and live more intentionally. Don't forget to subscribe to Daily Stoic Habits and hit that notification bell to join our journey of growth. Picture a man not in a toga on a marble throne, but alone in a dimly lit tent, scribbling thoughts by candlelight after a long day of ruling an empire. That's Marcus Aurelius, emperor, warrior, and philosopher, whose private journal, Meditations, wasn't meant for the world but became a beacon for millions. He wasn't chasing fame or followers. He was wrestling with the same questions we face today. How do you stay calm when life feels like a storm? How do you focus on what matters when distractions are everywhere? Marcus found answers through Stoicism, philosophy that's less about deep debates and more about practical, everyday wisdom. His idea of pure meditation isn't sitting cross-legged chanting. It's a way of training your mind to cut through the noise, to see life clearly, and to act with purpose. Why does this matter now? We're drowning in notifications, deadlines, and endless scrolls. It's easy to feel like you're just going through the motions, isn't it? Marcus's words hit hard because they remind us we have the power to choose how we respond to life's chaos. His meditations teach us to pause, reflect, and align our actions with our values. Imagine waking up each day not reacting to every little thing but moving through life with a quiet strength, like a lighthouse standing firm in a raging sea. That's the promise of his philosophia, life awake, intentional, and grounded in. This video, we're diving into 3 key parts of Marcus's teachings to help you live more mindfully. First, we'll explore the core of Stoicism and how Marcus used it to master his mind, even while leading an empire through wars and plagues. Next, we'll break down pure meditation, what it means, how it differs from modern mindfulness, and why it's a game changer for staying present. Finally, we'll share practical, no-nonsense tips to bring these ancient ideas into your daily routine. Whether you're juggling work, family, or just trying to find a moment of peace, these aren't dusty old theories. They're tools you can use right now to feel more in control and alive. Marcus didn't have a smartphone pinging him every 5 seconds, but he dealt with pressures just as intense, political plots, and the weight of an empire on his shoulders. Yet he found a way to stay centered. His secret, a relentless focus on what he could control, his thoughts, his actions, his perspective. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." That's the heart of his message. And it's as relevant today as it was in ancient Rome. Whether you're stressed about a big meeting or just trying to get through a tough day, Marcus's wisdom is like a steady hand guiding you back to what's real. By the end of this video, you won't just know about Marcus Aurelius, you'll have a clear path to start living with more clarity and purpose. We're not promising overnight miracles, but small, intentional steps inspired by his teachings can shift how you see the world. So, grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's dive into this ancient wisdom that feels so alive today. You're ready to wake up to a more mindful life? Make sure you're subscribed to Daily Stoic Habits and have that bell on. We've got plenty more to share. Let's get started. Imagine a philosophy born in ancient Greece, refined in the bustling streets of Rome, and still guiding people through the chaos of modern life. Stoicism, at its core, is about finding inner peace no matter what the world throws at you. It's not about suppressing emotions or pretending everything's fine. It's about training your mind to respond with clarity and strength. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor from 161 to 180 CE, didn't just study Stoicism, he lived it. While leading an empire through wars, plagues, and political turmoil, he turned to this philosophy to stay grounded. His writings, never meant for public eyes, become a timeless guide for anyone seeking a life of purpose and resilience. Stoicism began centuries before Marcus. Thinkers like Zeno of Citium in Athens around 300 BCE, it taught that virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance is the only true good. Everything else, like wealth, health, or status, is secondary. Marcus, trained by Stoic teachers like Rusticus, embraced this idea deeply. As emperor, he faced constant pressure, rebellions on the borders. It's a devastating plague and even betrayal from within his ranks. Yet he didn't crumble. Stoicism gave him a framework to focus on what he could control, his thoughts and actions, while letting go of what he couldn't. This practical wisdom made him not just a ruler, but a philosopher whose words still resonate. At the heart of Stoicism are three key principles Marcus leaned into daily. First, controlling emotions doesn't mean shutting them off. It means not letting them hijack your decisions. Picture Marcus in his war tent, hearing news of a lost battle. Instead of raging or despairing, he'd pause, breathe, and choose a rational response. Second, accepting fate, or Amor Fati, is about embracing life as it comes. Marcus didn't wish for an easier empire to rule. He worked with what was in front of him, writing, "What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears." Finally, living by reason means aligning your actions with clear thinking and moral purpose, not fleeting impulses or societal pressures. These principles weren't abstract to Marcus. They were tools he used to navigate life storms. Marcus's Meditations, a collection of personal notes written in Greek during his military campaigns, is where these ideas come alive. It's not a polished book, but a raw, honest dialogue with himself. He scribbled reminders to stay humble, to focus on the present, to act justly even when exhausted. Do everything as if it were the last thing you were doing in your life, he wrote, urging himself to bring full attention to each moment. Meditations isn't a manual on meditation in the modern sense, but it's a masterclass in mental discipline. Each entry reflects his effort to strip away distractions and align with Stoic ideals, making it a wellspring for what we might call pure meditation, a practice of clear, focused thinking. How does this tie to living mindfully? At its essence, is about being fully present and aware. Marcus's Stoicism is mindfulness with a purpose. He trained himself to master his mind, not by sitting in silence, but by constantly redirecting his thoughts to what mattered. When he wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength," he was describing a way to stay anchored in the now. Instead of worrying about tomorrow's battles or yesterday's losses, he focused on the task at hand, whether it was addressing his troops or deciding a legal case. This laser-like focus on the present is what makes his philosophy so powerful for today's world, where distractions pull us in every direction. Marcus's approach to mindfulness wasn't about escaping reality, but engaging with it fully. He'd ask himself questions like, what is this in its essence? To cut through emotional fog and see things clearly. A rude senator wasn't an enemy, just a person acting out of ignorance. A looming war wasn't a disaster, just a challenge. To meet with courage. This mental clarity let him stay calm and effective, no matter the stakes. For us, this translates to handling a stressful job, a tough conversation, or even a traffic jam with the same steadiness. By practicing Stoic principles, we can train our minds to pause, assess, and act deliberately, turning chaos into opportunity. Meditations inspires because it's not the work of a monk in a cave, but of a man in the thick of life's miasmas. Marcus didn't have the luxury of retreating from the world, yet he found peace within it. His Stoicism shows us that mindfulness isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every time he caught his mind wandering to anger or fear, he gently pulled it back to reason. That's the heart of his pure meditation, a commitment to living each moment with intention, guided by wisdom and virtue. His example challenges us to do the same, to face our own battles with a clear mind and a steady heart. Pure meditation, inspired by Marcus Aurelius, isn't about sitting in lotus pose or chasing an empty mind. It's a disciplined way of thinking rooted in Stoicism that sharpens your focus and anchors you in the present. Marcus, the Roman emperor who ruled through chaos, used this practice to stay clear-headed while facing wars, plagues, and court intrigues. In his private notes, Meditations, he describes a mental approach that strips away distractions, confronts reality head-on, and aligns actions with reason. Pure meditation is about training your mind to see things as they are, not as your emotions or fears paint them. It's a path to living awake, intentional, and grounded, no matter what life throws your way. How does this differ from traditional meditation? Traditional practices like those in Buddhism or yoga often involve sitting still, focusing on breath, or detaching from thoughts to reach a state of calm. Picture a monk in a quiet temple, eyes closed, tuning out the world. Marcus's approach, though, is active and practical. He didn't retreat to a mountaintop. He meditated in the mess of daily life while leading armies or settling disputes. Both share a goal: clarity and presence. Traditional meditation seeks this through stillness and detachment. Marcus's pure meditation achieves it through reasoning and engagement with reality. Where traditional meditation might calm the mind by letting thoughts float away, Marcus's method wrestles with them, asking, "What is this really?" 2. Cut through illusions and focus on what matters. The similarities are striking too. Both emphasize mastering the mind. In Zen, you observe thoughts without clinging to them. Stoicism, Marcus writes, if you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Both call for living in the now traditional meditation through breath awareness. Pure meditation through deliberate focus on the present task. Yet Marcus's practice is uniquely Stoic. It's not just about inner peace, but about acting virtuously. In the world, meditation isn't an escape, but a preparation for life's challenges, making it feel raw, grounded, and accessible to anyone, anywhere. So how do you practice pure meditation? Marcus's writings offer 3 key habits. First, self-reflection. He'd start his day by journaling, not to vent, but to clarify his thoughts. He'd remind himself to be patient, to focus on what he could control, or to accept life's ups and downs. You might write a quick note each morning. Today I'll stay calm, even if things go wrong. Second, controlling thoughts. Trained himself to pause when anger or fear arose, asking, "Is this thought true? Is it useful?" This mental filter helped him respond, not react. If a colleague snaps at you, instead of snapping back, you'd pause, assess, and choose a reasoned reply. Third, living in harmony with nature, meaning the natural order of life. Marcus saw himself as part of a larger whole, accepting that setbacks like death or failure are as natural as the seasons. This mindset frees you to act with purpose, unburdened by what you can't change. Let's bring this to life with real-world examples. Imagine you're swamped at work, deadlines piling up, emails flooding in. Your instinct is to panic or procrastinate. Instead, channel Marcus. Pause and reflect. I can't control the workload, but I can control my effort. tasks, into what's urgent and what's not, then tackle one at a time, fully focused. This is pure meditation in action, using reason to stay present and effective. Or picture a family argument heating up. Your temper flares, but you catch yourself, as Marcus would. You ask, "Why am I angry? What's the real issue here?" Instead of yelling, you listen, respond calmly, and keep the conversation productive. These moments, small as they seem, are where pure meditation transforms how you live. In everyday life, pure meditation can be a game changer. Take Sarah, a nurse working long shifts during a hectic hospital season. She's exhausted, patients are demanding, and stress is high. Inspired by Marcus, she starts each shift with a quick mental reset, reminding herself, "I can't control the chaos, but I can be kind and focused." When a patient snaps, she doesn't take it personally. She sees it as their fear talking. By pausing to refocus, she stays steady, even on tough days. Or consider Jake, a freelancer juggling clients. Deadlines overlap, and a client rejects his work. Instead of spiraling, he reflects on Marcus's advice. Do what's in your power and accept the rest. He revises the project calmly, communicates clearly, and moves forward. These aren't grand gestures, they're practical ways pure. Meditation brings clarity to real challenges. Marcus's approach doesn't require a quiet room or an hour of free time. You can practice it in a meeting, on a commute, or while washing dishes. It's about catching your mind when it wanders into worry or frustration and pulling it back to the present. Over time, these small acts of focus build a habit of living. Awake, you start to notice life's details, the warmth of your coffee, the sound of rain, the chance to do one thing well. Marcus wrote, Marcus Aurelius, the emperor philosopher, faced an empire in turmoil, wars, plagues, betrayals, yet he remained a beacon of calm. His secret wasn't power or wealth, but a mindful approach to life, distilled in meditations. Through Stoicism, he crafted 4 practical principles to live awake and grounded, accepting what's beyond control, focusing on what you can control, cultivating gratitude and humility, and practicing self-discipline and patience. These aren't lofty ideals, they're tools for navigating life's chaos with clarity. Let's unpack each with Marcus's own words as our guide, and explore how to weave them into daily routines. First, accepting what's outside your control. Life is unpredictable, traffic jams, rude coworkers, sudden setbacks. Marcus saw these as part of the natural order, not personal attacks. He wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This mindset, called Amor Fati, or love of fate, means embracing reality even when it's messy. When a storm delayed his army, Marcus didn't curse the weather. He adjusted his plans. This acceptance frees you from pointless frustration. To practice, start your day with a mental note. I'll face whatever comes, calmly. When something goes wrong, like a canceled flight, pause, breathe, and ask, how can I move forward? Write down one uncontrollable event each evening and reflect on how you let it go. Over time, this builds resilience, letting you flow with life's ups and downs. Second, focus on what you can control: your thoughts, actions, and choices. Marcus was surrounded by chaos, rebellions, court politics, but he zeroed in on his own conduct. It is in our power to have no opinion about a thing and not be disturbed, he noted. This means directing energy to what's actionable. If a project fails, you can't control the outcome, but you can control your effort to improve. In practice, try the control test. When stressed, ask, can I influence this? If yes, act. If no, let it go. For example, during a heated meeting, you can't control others' tempers, but you can choose to speak calmly. Each morning lists 3 things you can control that day: your attitude, a task, a kind gesture, and do them. This sharpens focus, cutting through life's noise. Third, cultivate gratitude and humility. Marcus, despite his imperial throne, stayed grounded, reminding himself of life's fleeting nature. Think of the life you have lived until now as over, and as a dead man, see what's left as a bonus, he wrote. This perspective fueled gratitude for simple things: a meal, a friend, another day. Humility kept him from arrogance. He saw himself as one part of humanity, no better than anyone else. To practice, keep a gratitude journal. Each night write 3 things you're thankful for: a sunny walk, good conversation, even a challenge that taught you something. For humility, reflect on your flaws weekly, asking, where did I fall short? How can I grow? When praised, deflect credit to others or luck. These habits root you in what's real, softening ego's grip. Fourth, practice self-discipline and patience. Marcus saw life as a series of small choices, each a chance to build character. Do every act of your life as if it were your last, he urged, meaning act with purpose, not haste. Patience came from understanding that progress takes time, whether ruling an empire or mastering emotions. He didn't snap at slow advisors. He listened, weighed, decided. To build discipline, set one daily goal, like avoiding distractions for an hour, and stick to it. Track progress in a notebook to stay accountable. For patience, try the pause rule. When irritated, count to 10 before reacting. If a coworker's delay frustrates you, use that pause to refocus on your own work. Over weeks, these small acts forge a steadier, more deliberate you. Integrating these principles into daily life doesn't require a Roman palace, just consistency. Start with a morning ritual. Spend 5 minutes journaling. Note one thing you'll accept, like a tough commute. One action you'll control, like preparing well for a task, something you're grateful for, and a discipline goal, like skipping social media. This sets a mindful tone. Throughout the day, use triggers like stress or conflict to practice. If a deadline looms, accept the pressure. Focus on your effort, stay grateful for the chance to work, and patiently chip away. At night, reflect briefly. Did I live these principles today? Adjust as needed. Apps like Abitica can gamify these habits, or a simple checklist works too. These practices shine in real moments. Picture a parent frazzled by a toddler's tantrum. Instead of yelling, they accept the outburst as natural. Focus on staying calm, feel grateful for their child's energy, and patiently redirect attention. Or a student facing exam stress. They accept the test's difficulty. Focus on studying well. Stay thankful for the chance to learn. And patiently review one chapter at a time. Marcus's principles turn these challenges into opportunities to grow. His wisdom isn't about escaping life, but engaging it fully with a mind that's awake and ready. Marcus's 4 secrets: sectants, focus, gratitude, and discipline aren't quick fixes. They're a lifelong practice, honed in the small moments that shape who you are. By living them, you don't just survive life's storms, you navigate them with purpose, like Marcus did, scribbling by candlelight, steady amid an empire's weight. Start small, stay consistent, and watch your days become richer, more awake. More yours life today feels like a juggling act with too many balls in the air, work emails piling up, social media notifications buzzing, and a nagging sense that something's missing. The modern world bombards us with stressors, tight deadlines, endless distractions, and a creeping feeling that our days lack deeper meaning. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor who faced his own era's chaos, offers timeless Stoic wisdom to tackle these challenges. His philosophy, captured in Meditations, isn't a dusty relic. It's a practical toolkit for managing time, easing anxiety, and finding purpose. Through real stories and actionable habits, his ideas can transform how we navigate the frenzy of contemporary life. Stress is a hallmark of our age. Between demanding jobs, family pressures, and global uncertainties, it's easy to feel overwhelmed. Add to that the constant pull of smartphone studies. Shall we check our devices over 100 times a day? Focus becomes a rare commodity. Worse, many of us grapple with a quiet void, wondering if our routines add up to anything meaningful. Marcus faced similar pressures: an empire in crisis, betrayals, and the weight of leadership. Yet he stayed grounded by focusing on what he could control and letting go of the rest. His Stoic principles, acceptance, reason, and intentionality cut through modern noise, offering clarity and calm. First, Marcus's teachings help manage time by prioritizing what matters. He wrote, "Do only what is necessary, and do it well." In a world where multitasking is glorified, this is a radical shift. Instead of scattering energy across endless tasks, Marcus would urge us to identify our core responsibilities and give them full attention. For example, block out an hour for focused work without checking your phone, turn off notifications, and treat that time as sacred. Use a simple to-do list, but limit it to 3 key tasks daily, aligning with Marcus's call to concentrate on the present moment. This approach doesn't just boost productivity, it creates space for meaningful progress, reducing the stress of feeling perpetually behind. To ease anxiety, Marcus's Stoicism is a lifeline, he advised. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. This means anxiety often stems from how we interpret events, not the events themselves. When a work presentation looms, it's not the task but our fear of failure that spikes stress. Marcus's solution? Reframe it. Ask what's the worst that can happen, and accept it calmly. Then focus on preparation, the part you control. Try his objective judgment exercise. When anxious, describe the situation neutrally. Instead of "this meeting will be a disaster," say, "I'm speaking to colleagues tomorrow." This strips away emotional weight, letting you act with clarity. Practicing this daily, perhaps during a commute, rewires your mind to stay steady. Finding purpose is where Marcus's philosophy shines brightest. He saw life as a series of deliberate acts, each a chance to live virtuously. Your job is to stand straight, not be held straight, he wrote, emphasizing personal responsibility for meaning. In our era of superficial metrics, likes, followers, paychecks, Marcus redirects us to intrinsic values: kindness, courage, wisdom. To discover purpose, reflect nightly on one question: did I live with intention today? Align actions with your core values. Maybe it's being present for family or creating something valuable. This practice roots your days in purpose, countering the emptiness that haunts modern life. Real people show how Marcus's ideas work. Take Emily, a marketing manager, drowning in deadlines and social media demands. Inspired by Stoicism, she adopted Marcus's focus on control. She couldn't stop her boss's last-minute requests, but she could control her response. She started time-blocking her day, dedicating mornings to deep work and afternoons to meetings. When stress hit, she used Marcus's reframing trick, asking, "Is this worth my worry?" Over months, her anxiety dropped, and she felt more accomplished. Or consider David, a teacher feeling burnt out and purposeless. He began journaling nightly, reflecting on Marcus's call to do every act as if it were your last. He focused on small, meaningful acts, listening to a struggling student, designing engaging lessons. This gave his work renewed purpose, lifting his spirits to apply Marcus's wisdom, build habits of pure meditation, his term for clear, disciplined thinking. Start with a 5-minute morning reflection. Sit quietly, not to empty your mind, but to set intentions. Can I control today? What will I accept? This aligns your day with Stoic principles. Next, keep a journal, as Marcus did. Each evening, write 3 things. 1 event you accepted, 1 action you controlled, and 1 moment of gratitude. This isn't just venting, it's training your mind to focus on what's real. Apps like Day One can make this easy, or a simple notebook works for mindfulness. Practice Marcus's present moment focus. When distracted, say, scrolling during dinner pause, notice your surroundings and return to the task. Even washing dishes can become meditative if done with full attention. These habits don't require hours. They fit into busy lives. During a coffee break, reflect on Marcus's advice. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one. If a coworker frustrates you, channel his patience, pausing before reacting. Over weeks, these small acts build a mindful rhythm. You'll notice less stress, sharper focus, and a quiet sense of purpose. Marcus's Stoicism isn't about grand gestures, but consistent, intentional choices, exactly what modern life demands. In a world that pulls us in every direction, Marcus Aurelius offers a steady hand. His principles turn chaos into opportunity, helping us manage time, calm worries, and live with meaning. By adopting his habits, reflection, journaling, mindfulness, we can face today's challenges with the same clarity he brought to an empire. Start small, stay steady, and watch your life shift towards something richer, more awake, and truly yours. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor scribbling in his tent nearly 2,000 years ago, left us a gift in Meditations, a guide to living awake. Grounded and true. His Stoic philosophy, woven into the practice of pure meditation, cuts through the noise of our modern world, where stress, distractions, and a search for meaning often overwhelm us. His teachings aren't locked in history. They're a lifeline for today, offering clarity and strength to anyone willing to try it. Pure meditation, disciplined, intentional thinking helps us face life's chaos with a steady mind, turning challenges into chances to grow. What makes Marcus's wisdom so powerful? It's practical. He didn't preach from a throne, but lived his principles amid wars and crises. His 4 key secrets: accepting what's beyond control, focusing on what we can shape, cultivating gratitude and humility, and practicing discipline and patience, build a roadmap to mindfulness. These habits reduce anxiety, sharpen focus, and infuse our days with purpose. Whether you're navigating a tough workday or seeking deeper fulfillment, pure meditation offers tools to stay present and act with intention. The benefits are real: less stress, clearer decisions, and a quiet confidence that comes from living aligned with your values. You don't need to be a philosopher to start. Begin small. Each morning, take 5 minutes to reflect. What can I control today? What will I accept? At night, jot down 1 thing you're grateful for and 1 action you took mindfully. Pause when stress hits, asking, is this worth my worry? These tiny steps, inspired by Marcus, build a habit of living awake. They fit into any life. Busy parents, stressed students, or overworked professionals can all find a moment to practice. The result isn't perfection, but progress. A life less scattered, more yours. Due to time constraints, we'll wrap up here. I hope this video has been helpful. If it sparks even a small change for you, I'm truly satisfied. Save it to your playlist to revisit anytime. Like and share it with others if a single message could shift someone's perspective. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you next time. Let's close with Marcus's own words. Waste no more time arguing what a good man should be. Be one.